Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. The Premier has declared the Greater Sydney region as a medium risk jurisdiction from midnight tonight amid the evolving COVID situation in New South Wales. Anyone entering Tasmania from that city will face tough border restrictions upon arrival. For more on this, we're joined live now by our reporter Garth Burley. Good evening, Garth. What does this mean for people looking to travel at Christmas?
Well, what it means, Louise, is that anyone travelling into Tasmania from the city will need to quarantine for 14 days, a truly grim reality for the festive season. The Premier, Peter Gutwein, called an urgent press conference late this afternoon where he announced that Greater Sydney region will be classed as medium risk. This is in addition to the Northern Beaches area being classed as high risk and follows another day of double-digit cases in the state. It should be noted that these border restrictions are not for all of New South Wales, just the metropolitan areas. Public health is also faced with the logistical nightmare now trying to track down hundreds of Sydney travellers already in Tasmania who may be asked to self-isolate.
They've all been contacted, those that have arrived in the state since the 11th. There's been a number of text contacts asking them to get in touch with public health, and we're working with those people on an individual basis.
This, of course, puts the Sydney-Hobart yacht race in serious doubt, with the starting line at Sydney Harbour in the affected region. One yacht has already pulled out because of the outbreak, while other crews have expressed concerns with it going ahead. Tasmanian vessel Charlie's Dream will tonight arrive in Sydney, and those on board are hopeful the Blue Water Classic won't be cancelled.
We're optimistic. I think it will go ahead. There will be a way forward.
We've said all the way along that we're very keen for the race to proceed, but it has to proceed within the safety guidelines set by both the New South Wales and the Tasmanian governments.
The race has not been cancelled since 1945, Louise, but the Premier says ultimately its fate lies with race officials.
All right, thanks, Garth. Let's just hope they bring that under control. To the day's other news now, and international efforts are underway to evacuate an Australian expeditioner from Antarctica to Hobart after they suffered a medical condition at the Davis Research Station. The mission is expected to take 10 days using various aircrafts and ships from Australia, China and the United States, including Chinese icebreaker Zhulong 2, which is already on its way.
The operation is particularly complex for us. We're undertaking this in a COVID-19 environment. It involves thousands of kilometres of over Antarctic travel, and there is a multi-logistic element of patient transfer and activities.
It's understood the medical condition is not COVID-19 related. Renewables are at the forefront of an updated energy action plan released today by the state government. As well as setting a target to double the state's energy generation by 2040, the 20-year plan will also see the creation of a new organisation, Renewables Tasmania. Industry bosses say the broad range of opportunities is a positive sign.
It talks about supply chains, it provides opportunities for entrepreneurs. It talks about school children and their aspirations. What do they want to have from Tasmania?
So much more than an aspirational document, it's actually a roadmap for the next 20 years.
The government is also forecasting an ambitious move to supply power to Antarctica. The state's Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service is claiming a potential fundraising scam could be deceiving Tasmanians. The chair of the organisation says he was door-knocked by CareFlight, a New South Wales service that doesn't operate here in Tasmania, but was said to be raising money under our local name.
And I'm concerned that this is misleading the Tasmanian community, that people think they're donating to the Tasmanian Air Rescue Service, and they're not.
He also says while the Tasmanian service welcomes donations, it never door-knocks. With Sydney's New Year's cricket test remaining under a cloud, Tasmania is firming as a possible option to host the match if the event can't proceed safely in New South Wales. The state government today confirmed its interest in seeing Hobart return to the test arena for the first time since 2016.
but at all times the conditions must be met in terms of the public health advice.
The match is less than 3 weeks away. However, no decision has yet been made by Cricket Australia. A festive winter wonderland has opened at Hobart's Museum of Old and New Art just in time for Christmas. With model trains, twinkling lights and even a few Santas, it's hoped the model display will bring some joy to both young and old at the end of a tough year.
A snowy Swiss sensation brought to life. Little houses, shops and fairgrounds all lit up, tucked in between the railway tracks and icy peaks as Christmas comes early for many here to catch a glimpse at Mona.
I was like, whoa, I was like blown away by seeing it. It was so cool.
The mini alpine landscape, inspired by curator and wife of Mona founder David Walsh, after her family Christmas trip was cancelled due to COVID-19.
I was dying for a white Christmas. Being American, I've spent my Christmases before I lived here in the snow, and I just missed it so much. So I suppose instead of a trip to Switzerland, Switzerland has come to Mona.
Bringing her daughter today to see the finished creation, built by a team of 4 over 2 months.
There's so many things to discover. So yeah, my little girl is in heaven. And I am too. I feel like a little girl.
A welcomed twinkling treat to light up the festive spirit after a difficult year.
There hasn't been a lot on with this year, so I just thought I would get them excited about Christmas, bring the Christmas spirit out. And as a kid, I love trains, and I just thought it would be a great thing for the whole family to do.
I hope they feel how I feel looking at it today, just wonder and Christmas spirit and joy, and it's just so magical.
Mona Rail runs until Monday and will reopen on Boxing Day with the rest of the museum. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
A blistering half-century from Ben McDermott has guided the Hobart Hurricanes to a win over the Melbourne Renegades in the BBL this morning. He smashed 89 of just 55 balls as the Hurricanes chased down the total with 6 wickets to spare.
The Hurricanes fielded first on an overcast Hobart morning. James Faulkner all smiles early on, claiming the first wicket just 3 balls in.
It's a leading edge, he gets a wicket! Marsh is gone and Faulkner continues his hot run.
Boland and Peter Hanscom then nabbed Fraser McGurk next over. Boundaries at a premium early on.
Welcome.
Harper and Rousseau's third wicket stand bringing stability to the innings. Hobart missing a golden chance to break the pair.
Flown a million miles in the air, takes some catching.
The duo making the most of their second chance.
With only 50 balls left,
you can add a few more to that.
Rousseau reached 50 before Nathan Ellis came to the rescue.
Gone! Nathan Ellis does the big breakthrough that was required.
On target to make 180 at one stage, the Renegades were restricted to 157. Hobart's innings starting horribly, with Short knocked over for just 1. Jack's gone soon after, run out by the fleet-footed Layla. McDermott and Hanscom then steadying the ship.
Drops short and is punished.
But just as the runs started to flow, the Hurricanes' captain holed out.
He seems to have hit that right in the middle, but straight to a fielder.
Dermott hitting hard, his half-century coming off just 33 balls.
Noor Ahmad in his 4th over. He's got the treatment there.
Ingram's stint ended on 19. An errant cut shot finding the fielder. McDermott, however, was unfazed, hitting 7 4s and 5 6s.
How good is that?
The Canes cruising to victory, with Tim David bringing up the winning runs in style.
There you go. Over it goes. Yet another 6.
McDermott man of the match as his star continues to rise. The Hurricanes top of the table after 4 games. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
With Race Tasmania just over a month away, one of the competing teams has unveiled its car for the event. TCR Australia's Wall Racing has launched a new look Honda Civic Type R, with 2 of them to make the trip south. Driver Tony Delberto says he can't wait to race in Tasmania, confident local tracks will suit him.
Symmons Plains is going to offer a unique challenge for all TCR competitors. It's really tight and twisty. I think it's going to suit my Honda Civic Type R, but expect lots of action when TCR go to Tasmania next year.
The Symmons Plains leg of the series will take place from January 24 to 26.
Good evening, everyone. 21 degrees in Launceston today, Burnie and Devonport 19 and 17 in Hobart. Across the state, Friendly Beaches 20, 19 in Low Head, Smithton, St Helens and Ouse all 18, and the islands Strawn and Grove 17 degrees. Cloud can be seen across most of the state today, although it was mostly clear about the central north and northeast during the morning. Further out, low-level cloud can be seen over waters to the south and west of the country, while thunderstorm activity is seen over Western Australia and South Australia. Tomorrow's chart shows a high to the southeast of Tasmania with a cold front passing south of the Bight. Troughs remain over Western Australia and the Northern Territory. Southerly winds in the west tomorrow 5 to 15 knots and variable winds to 15 knots in the north, however southeast to northeasterly winds elsewhere 10 to 20 knots. Cloudy and 19 in Hobart and Richmond tomorrow, 20 in Ouse with clearing showers. Showers throughout the north with Launceston reaching 19 degrees, Devonport 18 and 17 in Deloraine. Showers and 18 in Burnie and Strawn tomorrow, Curry 18 and partly cloudy. And in the east, St Helens and Swansea both a top of 17 and possible showers and 18 in Whitemark. And the UV tomorrow is very high across the state, with sunset expected at 8:46 p.m. Looking on to Monday now, showers about the east and northwest, extending statewide during the day. Showers on Tuesday with heavier falls about the northeast. And on Wednesday, showers about the west, far south and northeast, and mainly fine elsewhere. Now looking to Australia's forecast for tomorrow, 32 in Perth, Adelaide, sunny and 28. Partly cloudy and 20 in Melbourne, and a shower or 2 in Sydney and Cairns. And currently Hobart 14 and mostly cloudy, 17 degrees and cloudy in Launceston, and Devonport also 17 and partly cloudy. And Lou, that's all in weather tonight.
Lovely, thanks Chelsea, and that's all your news for this Saturday evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.